Every second, nearly 20,000 bottles are opened around the world. But have you ever stopped to ask, how is this drink actually made? It all began in 1886, inside a small pharmacy in Atlanta, when a pharmacist named John Stith Pemberton mixed a simple syrup with carbonated water. What started as a 5-cent fountain drink would grow into one of the most recognized beverages on Earth. But today, Coca-Cola isn't mixed behind a counter. It's produced inside massive, high-tech facilities run by the Coca-Cola Company, where precision, chemistry, and engineering work together at incredible speed. From purified water, to concentrated syrup, to carbonation under pressure, to thousands of bottles filled every single minute. The journey from raw ingredients to finished product is a process engineered to perfection. This isn't just a soft drink. It's chemistry. It's industrial engineering. It's one of the most advanced mass production systems in the world. Today on Behind the Product, we go inside the factory to see how Coca-Cola is made, from scratch to finish. Before we dive in, a quick disclaimer. This video is created for educational and documentary purposes. We are not affiliated with or sponsored by the Coca-Cola Company. All information presented is based on publicly available sources and industry-standard production practices. Now, if you enjoy discovering how everyday products are really made, from raw materials to finished shelves, make sure you subscribe to Behind the Product and hit the bell icon so you never miss an inside look. We break down the process, the engineering, and the secrets behind the brands you see every day. Hit subscribe and the bell, and let's get inside the factory. Every bottle of Coca-Cola begins with one essential ingredient: water. It may sound simple. After all, water is everywhere. But in the world of beverage production, not just any water will do. To create a drink that tastes exactly the same in every corner of the globe, purity is non-negotiable. In a modern The Coca-Cola Company bottling plant, water is sourced from carefully monitored municipal supplies or underground wells. These sources are selected for consistent quality, mineral content, and safety. Every drop is tested before it even enters the plant. Once collected, water begins its journey through a series of purification processes. First, it passes through large sand and carbon filters, which remove sediments, chlorine, and unwanted odors. These filters can be massive, spanning several meters in height, and operate under high pressure to ensure nothing slips through. Slow-motion footage of water cascading through these filters highlights the sheer scale of the operation. Next comes reverse osmosis, one of the most critical steps. Water is forced through semi-permeable membranes at high pressure, stripping away microscopic impurities, bacteria, and dissolved solids. Technicians monitor the flow rates and pressure gauges constantly, ensuring the membranes do not clog and that the water remains crystal clear. After reverse osmosis, water passes through ultraviolet sterilization chambers, where high-intensity UV light neutralizes any remaining microorganisms. This step guarantees that the water entering the production line is virtually sterile, ready for the next stage of mixing. But water is more than just a base. Its chemistry affects flavor, carbonation retention, and mouthfeel. Engineers regularly test the pH level and mineral composition, adjusting where necessary to maintain the classic Coca-Cola taste that billions expect. Behind the scenes, digital sensors continuously measure turbidity, conductivity, and microbial activity. Any batch that fails these rigorous tests is immediately redirected or treated again. In some plants, AI systems predict water quality fluctuations based on seasonal changes or municipal supply shifts, ensuring consistency 365 days a year. While this If water is the foundation, then syrup is the soul of Coca-Cola. This is where the drink earns its flavor, its color, and the magic that has made it a global icon. At the heart of every bottling plant lies a syrup room, a carefully controlled environment filled with stainless steel tanks, precision scales, and a faint caramel aroma. The syrup room is off-limits to most employees. Only trained specialists, sometimes called flavor masters, are allowed to handle the secret recipe known as Merchandise 7X. The main ingredients start simply: sugar and water. Depending on the region, the sweetener may be granulated white sugar or high-fructose corn syrup. Each batch is measured precisely, sometimes down to a fraction of a gram, to maintain the exact flavor consistency. The sugar is dissolved in heated water inside massive stainless steel mixing tanks. The mixture is agitated by powerful mechanical stirrers, ensuring every grain is fully dissolved. Sensors constantly monitor temperature, viscosity, and concentration levels. Too hot, and the sugar can caramelize prematurely. Too cold, and it will not dissolve properly. Precision is everything. Once the sugar solution is ready, the secret flavoring concentrate is added. The 7X formula is one of the most protected trade secrets in the world. While the exact composition is a mystery, it is known to include extracts of natural oils such as orange, lemon, nutmeg, cinnamon, coriander, and vanilla, combined in exact ratios. In modern bottling plants, the flavoring is measured using automated systems that dispense the precise amount into each batch. In some facilities, the concentrate is delivered in small locked containers, opened under strict supervision and often monitored by cameras. Only a few people in the entire world know the complete formula. After the flavoring is added, the syrup is carefully blended with the sugar solution. Powerful mixing systems ensure that the syrup is uniform in color, aroma, and consistency. High-speed agitators and temperature-controlled tanks prevent separation and maintain stability. Engineers continuously take samples for quality control testing. Colorimeters measure the syrup's hue, refractometers check sugar concentration, and trained tasters evaluate aroma and taste. Any batch that fails to meet strict standards is either reworked or discarded. Interestingly, the syrup itself is not carbonated. It is concentrated and highly sweet, designed to be mixed with carbonated water later in the production line. This separation allows the flavor to remain stable over time and simplifies global distribution. Syrup is often shipped to bottling plants around the world in high-pressure, sealed tanks, ready to be combined with carbonated water on site. Historical trivia. When John Stith Pemberton first created Coca-Cola in 1886, he mixed sugar, caramel, and a small dose of cocaine from coca leaves. Though today, the formula uses only decocainized coca leaf extract. This evolution shows how the recipe has adapted over time while keeping the flavor virtually unchanged. The syrup room is also a hub of sanitation and safety. Tanks and pipes are sterilized before every batch. Workers wear protective clothing, gloves, and hairnets. Air filtration systems remove dust, ensuring the syrup remains uncontaminated. Even a single error could affect millions of bottles. By the time the syrup is ready, it is a dark, aromatic liquid, deceptively simple in appearance but complex in its chemistry. Every batch must meet exact specifications for sweetness, flavor intensity, color, and aroma. The next step is where the magic happens, combining this syrup with purified, carbonated water to create the iconic Coca-Cola we know and love. But before that, the syrup is carefully stored in temperature-controlled tanks, sometimes under slight vacuum pressure, to preserve its freshness until it is ready to meet the fizz. Fun fact: Coca-Cola produces billions of liters of syrup every year, yet the flavor remains consistent worldwide. This is no accident. It's the result of decades of engineering, strict quality control, and a near-obsessive attention to detail that begins right here in the syrup room. From the careful weighing of sugar to the guarded addition of the 7X formula, syrup preparation is the true heart of Coca-Cola production. Without it, there is no taste, no aroma, no magic, just carbonated water. It is the soul, waiting to meet its fizz. Up until now, Coca-Cola has been water and syrup, raw ingredients, carefully prepared, precise, perfect. But it's still not the drink we recognize. It's missing something essential. That something is life. Carbonation is where the magic begins. This is where a soft, dark liquid transforms into the fizzy, effervescent drink that has delighted billions for over a century. Every bubble, every hiss, every sparkle in your glass starts here. In a massive, gleaming hall of stainless steel, water and syrup meet carbon dioxide under intense pressure. Industrial carbonation machines hiss and rumble, injecting CO2 into the mixture with perfect precision. The pressure is critical. Too little, and the fizz will fall flat. Too much, and the drink could overflow or taste harsh. But carbonation is more than a chemical process. It is the heartbeat of Coca-Cola. Imagine the moment when liquid comes alive, when the syrup finally finds its voice. Technicians often describe it almost poetically. A dark liquid, flat and silent, becomes a living, sparkling drink, ready to bring joy to millions. Each batch is carefully monitored. Pressure gauges, flow meters, and automated sensors ensure the right amount of CO2 is absorbed. Even slight variations are corrected instantly. In some factories, engineers can hear the hiss of carbonation and know immediately if something is off, a skill honed through years of experience. And here's the emotional truth. Coca-Cola's fizz isn't just a sensory detail. It's part of millions of memories. The first sip at a summer picnic, the clinking of glass bottles in celebration, the tiny bubbles racing to the surface in a child's plastic cup. Every bubble represents precision, but also joy, anticipation, and happiness. Up until now, the ingredients of Coca-Cola exist separately: purified water, perfectly prepared syrup, and sparkling carbonation. But none of it is complete, none of it is truly Coca-Cola, until they come together. This is the heart of production, blending the syrup and carbonated water into the iconic soft drink loved around the world. In a massive, climate-controlled hall, tanks of syrup and streams of carbonated water converge in enormous mixing vessels. The precision here is staggering. The ratio of syrup to carbonated water must be exact down to milliliters. Too much syrup, and the taste becomes cloying. Too little, and it loses its signature depth. Engineers monitor every input with digital sensors, ensuring each batch matches the standard that has delighted billions for over a century. This is where chemistry meets artistry. The dark syrup flows into the vessel like liquid velvet, meeting the sparkling carbonated water in a seamless, almost poetic union. Agitators whirl gently, blending the liquids without disturbing the delicate bubbles. It is a dance of motion and stillness, precision and patience. But there is more than science here. There is human intuition. Experienced technicians watch the blend, smell it, and occasionally taste it. They are guardians of a flavor that has become part of life itself. The joy of birthdays, the fizz of summer, the small moments of refreshment that make the world a little brighter. Imagine the moment in slow motion. Syrup flowing in, bubbles forming and rising, technicians adjusting valves with a practiced hand. The hiss of carbonation punctuates the room like a heartbeat. This is more than liquid. This is happiness engineered into a drink. Even the temperature matters. The blended mixture must be kept at precise degrees to preserve carbonation, maintain flavor, and ensure the drink is ready for bottling. A slight variation could change the taste or the shelf life. This is why climate-controlled pipelines, chilling systems, and automated feedback loops are essential. Historically, early bottlers had no such luxury. Asa Candler relied on careful manual mixing and taste testing to maintain consistency. Today, the process is largely automated, yet the human element remains. Every batch is watched, measured, and verified before moving on. Quality control is relentless. Samples are drawn from the mixing tanks, tested for sweetness, carbonation, acidity, and aroma. Even a tiny deviation is enough to halt production until corrections are made. Every bottle must taste exactly like the one before, and the one before that, whether it will be served in a small cafe in Atlanta or a supermarket in Tokyo. And yet, despite the precision and machinery, there is an emotional dimension. Technicians often describe the moment of blending as the awakening. The flat syrup and sparkling water become something greater than themselves. The drink that millions will enjoy, the beverage that will be part of celebrations, family gatherings, and quiet personal moments. This blending stage is also where the first hints of visual magic appear. The mixture takes on a deep caramel hue, its dark richness contrasted by rising bubbles that sparkle like tiny gems under factory lights. It is beautiful, even mesmerizing, and a reminder that Coca-Cola is more than a soft drink. It is experience in a glass. Fun fact: in some bottling plants, engineers actually record the sound of the carbonation during blending. The hiss, the fizz, and the subtle bubbling form a unique acoustic fingerprint for each batch. It's a subtle, almost poetic way to ensure consistency, a symphony of liquid and gas that no human taste tester alone could fully measure. By the time blending is complete, Coca-Cola is alive. Every bottle, every can, every sip begins here, where syrup and sparkling water meet. From this point, the liquid will move through bottling lines, be sealed, labeled, and distributed, but the soul of the drink has been set. It is a union of science, art, and emotion, bottled perfection ready to spark joy in every glass. From a humble pharmacy in Atlanta in 1886 to high-speed factories churning out millions of bottles every day, Coca-Cola's journey is nothing short of extraordinary. It begins with something as ordinary as water, purified and filtered with painstaking precision. Then comes the syrup, dark, aromatic, and mysterious, crafted with a secret formula that has fascinated the world for over a century. Carbonation brings it to life, and blending transforms it into the iconic drink we know, loved, and celebrated across the globe. Each step is a testament to human ingenuity, Engineers, technicians, and flavor masters working side by side, ensuring that every sip delivers the same taste, the same sparkle, the same joy. Whether it's in a small cafe, a bustling city street, or a quiet home far from the factory. And yet, beyond the machinery, pipelines, and sensors, there is something more: emotion. Every bubble carries a story, every sip a memory. Birthdays, summer evenings, first dates, family gatherings, all moments touched by the fizzy perfection of Coca-Cola. Quality control may test the liquid for sweetness, carbonation, and color, but it cannot measure what the drink means to people. It cannot quantify nostalgia, joy, or the simple pleasure of that first cold sip. That is the magic. The reason Coca-Cola is more than a beverage. It is experience, connection, and memory, bottled in every glass. From raw ingredients to finished product, every step in the process is a reminder that greatness often begins quietly, with precision, care, and patience. And in the case of Coca-Cola, it becomes something that millions hold in their hands every day, a small miracle of chemistry, engineering, and human passion. So the next time you open a bottle, hear the fizz, and take that first sip, remember, you're not just drinking a soft drink. You're tasting a story, over a century in the making, perfected through science, guarded by secrecy, and elevated by the simple, universal joy of a cold, sparkling Coke. This is the journey of a drink, from raw water and sugar to the global phenomenon it has become. And it all starts and ends with one simple truth. Even the most ordinary ingredients, combined with care, innovation, and passion, can become extraordinary. And as that final drop fades, remember this. Behind every bottle, there are early mornings. Behind every sparkle, there is precision. Behind every flavor, there is passion. This isn't just a drink. It's engineering. It's dedication. It's people who care about every single detail. So the next time you take that first sip, pause for a second. Because you're not just tasting a beverage. You're tasting effort. You're tasting precision. You're tasting passion. And if you want to discover the stories behind the things you use every day, subscribe to Behind the Product. Because every product has a story and we bring it to life.